Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Super Fantasy Kingdom, shall we? It is day 8 complete. We're chowing down. The Rune Scribe is leveling up. More mana, more damage. We love it. And we've beaten the first boss. And here we go. First one's free. We get visited by the Mystic. The Mystic is phenomenal because what the Mystic does for us, is allows you to permanently power up one of your units with a passive ability. So that means every time in the future that you recruit the Rune Scribe, the Swordsman, the Crossbowman, they will get this extra power. So the Rune Scribe does more damage against wet targets. But also, we don't really have anything to make wet targets. The Swordsman can taunt, and the Crossbowman can give allies shield. So I really like the Swordsman taunting. It's not extra damage, but it just protects our more DPS type characters like the Crossbowman or the Rune Scribe. And so I'm going to take that first. But theoretically, you want all of these things. So I'm going to pick this. Now, normally, I think they cost like 1 shard. So you want to survive long enough so you can get to that point. Now, I'll push spacebar and I'll show you. If we go to the Swordsman here, you could see now at the bottom of his detailed window, he has monster taunt in 50-meter radius. And it tells you the cooldown on the taunt, the range, and, its AI behavior. Now, if we upgrade the Swordsman here, we can boost these abilities and make them higher star level. So, we don't know what it does at 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. It's, question mark. So, one thing we could do is try to get 8 stone to make that happen. Now, they want us to upgrade the lumberyard at this moment. So, we're looking at the quarry. Well, we want the road builder, but the lumberyard is here, and we need to get 5 wood to get that, or 5 stone to get the forester, and we're almost there. And we, in fact, just have 1 guy doing that, and then we're going on to produce planks because we did upgrade the church, which is amazing, and we do have a fishing hut, but I'd like to go ahead and build a forager even before I build anything else with planks. But we really, though, want... Let me go here. Yeah, the gold mine. So we need 5 planks for that. So we have somebody here at the sawmill working to turn this wood into planks or boards. I call them planks, obviously. And we have this line right here we can click on. And we have enough glory to open this. And so now we have another big plot. And let's look out in the world, see if there's anything else for us. Are there any other arrows? Yes, indeed, right here. So this is great because, first of all, there's a chest right there. And oh my god, 4 shards. Yay! Then you could see there's an apple, meaning the witch could potentially be back here. But we know that the witch is right down here. If you upgrade the witch, and she will appear back up here the next time, I believe. You could click here, and it says, the farm is being attacked. Fight the mini-boss with 330 health. So we want to do that, but in a moment. Next, we can click on this and see if she'll talk to us. She should have. No, she doesn't want to. Okay. And... Oh, look at this. What's this? Boy, look what I found. Hey, he gave us this shield. So, pick up the shield and drag it. Now, the shield, it says increase armor by... shield, rather, by 30%. You could give it to Rickard, but I think it's best to give it to the Swordsman because we just upgraded him, so he's taunting. So the more shield that dude has, the better. So, tremendous. We got that. And let's look around at what our possibilities are for spending these shards. We did that. So this one gives us wheat when we start for 3, and this one gives us gold when we start for 3. We want them all. So, wheat might seem like, you know, not consequential, but I'll show you why I like it. Wheat might seem like a later game resource, you know, but I like wheat. I'm going to unlock it. Actually, can I get both? I can. I'm going to do both. So now we have both of these unlocked. And wheat is good because if you take 1 wheat and then you take the outpost for wheat, you can immediately recruit a monk, which is really, monks are really powerful, and they can get some cool abilities. Like they can, their passive is that they can heal your units. So at this point, I'm looking around and I'm thinking, okay, we're just trying to get enough stone so that we can upgrade the lumberyard, which is just 1 more. And then we're going to do that, and we're going to complete the tutorial quest. And then, as I look around the rest of the map, am I ready to fight? Okay, I don't have enough food coming in. I do have... the fisherman will get 1 fish, and then this guy is going to get a berry, hopefully 2, but we'll see. Now, something that's important is you can summon the boss and fight it, and if you lose, it just goes back there and you resummon it, and it costs more faith. I'm gonna push K, and you get this screen. Taxes are generated periodically, faster with each castle upgrade. The king can generate taxes in the form of coins or faith, but only 1 at a time. You could switch between them by pressing K. Decorations in the church always generate coins, nuns always faith. So, I've switched. You see the purple arrow over this, and this progress bar below it is indicating how long it's going to take. We need to get a faith to fight the mini-boss, and I want to try. Okay, we have 5 stone. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the forester. So now, the tutorial has been finished. And it says to avoid spending coins unnecessarily, special coins or jobs can be toggled off by right-clicking them. So if you see the star next to the worker slots on a building, that means the special job is on, and then you're going to have to pay them their money each day. If you are running low on funds or you don't want to do it anymore, just right-click it. But we need trees, so we're going to keep this on. And it says if you need more direction, the next steps will involve smelting gold, upgrading units, hunting animals, and growing wheat to get beer and bread. And remember to explore the world. Indeed. So we're just going to be trying to survive. And the best thing for us to do now that the tutorial is done is to continue growing, leveling up our units, and defending our base. And we do that by making sure we have enough workers. So, and thinking about our next structures. 100%, what we want is the gold mine. So now that we have enough stone, like I can click on something, I want a gold mine, and I also would like a smelter eventually. A stables is interesting, but that's a huge priority for us. Once we get gold, we can upgrade the castle again, and we want more berries to potentially get nuns and maybe build another fishing hut. And that would be something we could do with a forager, but the problem is we don't have very many small plots unlocked. So for now, I'm going to focus on... there we go. I'm going to take this job away. And... I have a second person down here doing berries to make sure we have enough food. And this person is doing the planks. I'll go ahead and put... no, okay, that's right. I assigned everybody. All right. We could also work on getting stone to upgrade our swordsman. Let's see. We need to gather wheat, survive, and kill monsters. Okay, so building a farm is not a bad idea just to do that. And I now have the faith. So I'm going to summon the mini-boss. I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to use my faith, and we're going to summon the mini-boss. And it's this squid guy. And this is basically just a DPS check. We might not have enough. What we have to do is hang in and kill this squid before it gets too close to us. Okay, so you can see in the bottom right, mini-boss 1. It returned to the farm. So sadly, we didn't win. And that's a shame, but it doesn't destroy your base or wipe you out or anything. It just is kind of telling you, you know what, you're going to need another unit, you're going to need some more damage, or you need to upgrade your units, or they need to level up, or whatever. So, if I want to fight the mini-boss again, I have to do it the next day. But we will get a star for defeating it the first time, I believe. Let's see here. How we doing? Okay. Alright, I have plenty of food. And if you look, I have 5 berries and 1 fish, which is good, but I want more than that, so I'm going to leave it to do that. I now have 2 planks. Our hero leveled up. So the enemies are coming in stronger. Oop, we had an evolved enemy, so we got a shard, which is cool. We have 2. So you can see it's getting difficult. We definitely want another unit. But we need to get that gold mine. The Swordsman, though, is doing a good job of taunting and protecting our units. And there we go. So we survived, and we end up with 4 shards. I'm just looking around. Okay, great. Day 9. And we now have 27 glory. You can see our damage. The Swordsman is now creeping up on damage because everybody's coming to him because he's taunting them. It also helps the Swordsman do damage because his range is so small, but if he brings him in, he can hit him. And he's also in the front. And the Swordsman is now leveled up, which is fantastic for us. More health, more shield, more damage. So we could think, are we strong enough to fight the mini-boss? And I say no. I say we need another unit. If you want to fight the mini-boss, you can click on this, but it needs another faith, and we have that. So I'm actually going to open up this, and now we get up here, and we find Thea again, and she says, this place is very important to the village, and also to me. I learned everything I know here. I will stay as long as they need me, okay? And then there's the ghost, which wants us to bury a unit, so you have to build the graveyard to do that. The graveyard is very useful. We haven't had a unit die yet, but if a unit dies, it stays in its slot and you can't move it. But if you have a graveyard, you could drag it out and put it in the graveyard so that you can replace the unit or reposition your units. So it's nice, but it does take up a big slot. I'm going to open this, and we get a small slot, which we actually are happy about. We are happy about that because this will let us build a fishing hut and a forager potentially soon. And what do I need to upgrade this? Planks, but I want the gold mine. So I already have enough food, but I want the berries, I think, to try to get another fishing hut to level up our units. That would be great. Stone would be good to level up the Swordsman, but I need 8. And if I wanted to build another house, I'd need 16 wood, but I can't hold that many, so I need gold first to upgrade the castle. So let's look around. Anything else that I unlocked here? No. And remember, this guy wants, what, planks? So we could try to help him with some planks eventually. But I really want the gold mine. So, how much wood is in here? 0? I'm going to need somebody to gather wood. And so I'm going to put somebody on wood. You see all the trees that have been planted? Perfect. And we could check the calendar. We're on day 10. So, doesn't look like anything's on the schedule. So we already have enough food for today. Fantastic. Okay. And here they come. And they are, I mean, these are tough. We're getting shards. These must be evolved. And then we could click here to start with more berries. It'll take 5, but we almost have 5. So that would be all right. It's always good to check in on your heroes and see what do they need to upgrade. 8 wood, 3 ingots, and 8 stone. Okay, fair enough. I almost now have enough planks to build a gold mine. Oh, we got another shard. And I will probably spend that to just get this. So we start with a berry. And we actually have an extra one just in case, you know, the mystic popped up or we needed to spend one. And excellent. So everything that's available to us, we've repaired the corruption on all things that we could see. We're raking in the cash. And that's from the church, by the way. Our faith is doing fine. I'm going to switch back to money. Got another shard. And I can build the gold mine. So we're going to build a gold mine right here because it's close to all the gold. And we are immediately going to say, fantastic. Let's stop. Do I want to stop making planks? I think so, because our job is to get gold. Because we want to upgrade the castle. Yeah. Okay, you could see we're going to lose a hero here, probably. It looks like the swordsman is going to die. So a unit has fallen. It cannot use its abilities or be moved anymore, but don't worry, you can get it back. As long as they get any kind of food at night, they will recover back to full health. You could build the graveyard to move one fallen unit out of the way and prevent the loss of glory. So that's the other benefit of the graveyard, is not only do you move them out of the way, but you prevent the glory loss. Now, we might not, yeah, we're actually going to die right here. We are not strong enough to survive. And that is A-okay. Because it happens. Well, think about how much we did. So you could use your banish to start the day again and see if we could survive in some way. The only way we could survive is if we maybe had another unit, but even then, I don't know if we were scaling up strong enough. And I think we should accept defeat. So you could see we get a little kind of breakdown on how we did, and we collected 20 shards, we got up to 27 glory, and now watch this. Our kingdom has leveled up. We start with more money. We have new relics to try out. We start with more money. We unlock the stone outpost. So what this means is we're slowly getting some progression. So we're going to start with 2 money. We still have 2 shards carried over. And we have the sword. and we have the shield. And if I select our hero, Rickard, look at this. Now we have a slot where we can either equip the sword or the shield. So I really like the sword because this boosts attack power by 30% for all melee units. So if we start with this, then not only does Rickard, but everybody else who's melee gets that benefit. So we can trend toward recruiting units that are of that type. Goblin King, ha! This is my kingdom. All right, so first things first, let's look at what's happening. We start with 2 workers because we unlocked the village. We start with 3 wood, a wheat, a gold because of all, and a stone because of all the corruption we've repaired. Click on the Death Priest and it says you finished the quest, unlock the Death Priest now. Say yes. And now we get the Death Priest as a unit that we could potentially recruit and power up. And so that's done. And also, you could start looking around the map and interacting with whatever you want. We can build this outpost right away. And we should get a berry at some point. I don't know why. Oh, we have to build a tavern first. Okay. So, you see this number 2 by our castle? And I believe... Yeah, let me do this. Let me build the tavern here. There's the berry. Okay. This is, I think... is it... You're telling us that there's idle workers there, or that it has resources in tow. I honestly... I think I misunderstood what that number was indicating. If anybody could clarify that in the comments, is that idle workers or is it something else? That would be awesome. So the sword is right here. So you can grab it, and then you have to give it to a hero. And so I'm going to give it to Rickard. And Rickard is melee class, so he is getting more attack power based on this. And then every other unit that we hire that's that class, like the Swordsman, will get that benefit. Now this guy is ranged, unfortunately. But now it's time to think about how we want to start. And where do we want to put the woodcutter? Well, there's so many trees down here, so let's just put the lumberyard right there. And I'm going to put both workers there. I want to get a house up as soon as I can. Now, I could just go right here and build the outpost for wood. I could also just build the outpost for stone and then instantly upgrade the castle if I wanted to. But one thing that I like doing is upgrading the outpost for wheat and just hiring the monk. So the monk, we haven't done it yet, and it's magic class, but it's a super strong unit, and it will just help our defense and help us be able to take the mini-boss earlier, which will get us a star. And if you defeat the mini-boss, you also get wheat delivered to your kingdom every day, which is fantastic. That being said, we don't really need a unit on the first day. So you could wait and, not recruit the monk at the very beginning if you wanted to, and that would be fine, and just build up and try to get a swordsman or something like that. That's also totally understandable. You could just take this and get wood so you could build a house immediately and then have that third worker immediately and put them on something, which, isn't a bad idea in and of itself. We're going to get, if we look at the calendar, this guy's going to visit us and give us a unit anyway, so maybe we don't want that unit. And maybe instead we say, you know what? I'm just going to take stone, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to, I have to unpause it and then collect the resources. I'm just going to go ahead and repair the castle, and I'm going to get money faster so that I have enough money on day 6 to hire a unit with 10 gold. or 10 coins. I mean, that's something we can do too. And this is where the game really lets you start making decisions, because we died, we're back, but look, all of the roads that we built and all of the plots that we unlocked are there. The resources have repopped, redistributed, but any progress that we made is there. We can interact with these buildings, and, you know, we could talk to her, and she's like, how do I become a member? We never had a human. Oh, please. Okay, but this is just an exception, so she needs 3 gold. Now, she sells you stuff, artifacts, that will power you up for faith. So you got to have a good bit of faith, like 10 to 15, to buy stuff from her. But they're nice. It's just something to think about later. And so you're thinking like, okay, well, how do I want to start? What do I want to prioritize? And this is, you know, the fun of the game. So I'm going to let it go for a moment. And as soon as we get that extra wood, we're going to build a house. And we can actually build 2 houses, because we have I'm going to speed it up. There we go. I'm going to just drop a house right here, and now we have another worker. And I'm going to go straight to wood, because I want to build another house and get as many workers as I can early. Because I upgraded the castle, I can get 8 wood, I can build that house, and I can get another worker. The monsters are angry indeed. But remember, the hero doesn't need to eat, and we start with a berry, so we're totally fine. All right, we could start. The old man's back. What? You'll be able to select your fate now. Choose wisely. Okay, so now what do we want? Well, at this point, let's look at the details. So you see how the Cyclops is melee type? We took the Rune Scribe last time, which is awesome. And the Clown, which we unlocked, is range type. But let's take the Cyclops, because we have the sword. So the Cyclops will benefit from the sword. So I'm going to take this, and we'll put the Cyclops right here. And remember, now actually, okay, I say that, 21 multiplier times 3. 7 attack multiplier times 1. You know what? I've always interpreted it this way, which is that the sword gives, it says units plural, so I kind of thought it meant all units got this benefit, but maybe, and it's probably actually this, because that would be really powerful, maybe it just means that it whatever unit is equipped with it, if it's a melee unit, gets 30% more power. So that's probably what it is, and not that. But that's okay. We want to try the Cyclops anyway, and I'll show you why. We get to choose our fate. All right, so you see we have 7 wood already. As soon as it gets delivered, we're going to build another house. And we have a berry already, because we started with it from unlocking the corruption. So we don't have to worry about gathering food today, but soon. All right, now, here we go, 8 wood. I'm going to build another house, and we're in. We have yet another worker, and so what do we want to do? Well, you know, we still want wood. But I'm going to start getting berries. We want to build a quarry to get stone. So this is choosing your fate. So what this means is that each day you get to pick, are you going to fight clown or dryad? And they give you two choices. There's a physical monster and there's a magic monster. So we have two physical damage creatures, our hero and our unit. And so the dryad we would kill easier. It would do more damage to us because we probably don't have very much magic resistance, but we will kill it quickly. So I like to say, all right, what am I, you kind of want a well-balanced team, but because you don't know what the boss will be. But if we have two physicals, let's just do dryads, because we'll annihilate them. All right, and here we go. We're working. I'm going to speed it up. And you can watch us. We have 3 wood. So with 3 wood, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to build a quarry. And I'm going to say, all right, that's very, very good. But what else do we want? Well, we want a gold mine and we want a sawmill. So we need more wood for that. We could use stone to just recruit a swordsman, which we probably want. But I'm going to now tone this down and actually put as many people as I can. There we go, into berries. So the Cyclops throws a rock. So he's just like throwing this rock. It says he jumps at the target and applies stun. I always like to think of it as he throws a rock. But you could see he's actually jumping with a rock and smashing them with it. So he jumps over there and stuns them. So if we have anything that synergizes with stun, then we could make the Cyclops even, help us even more. All right. We are breaking them down. Look at that. We already have 6 berries. That was a good day. We have 4 wood. So we can almost build the sawmill, which we'll build in a second. Yay. All right. And we're going to enter the tavern and finish the first day. So now we have so much food. The Cyclops is getting experience right away. And we're starting our second run. So you see how much damage the Cyclops did. Everyone, I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. We defeated the first boss on our first run, got as far as we could, but now it's time to start building up our account and getting even stronger so that we can survive longer and longer and unlock more options for this game. I will check you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Take care.